What's poppin', pimps? Today is November 18th. It is a Monday, and we did our arms, back, and chest today, and we clocked in at 1 hour, 1 minute, 24 seconds. Let's take a quick little look at that. 621 calories. We're kind of zooming right past this because I got a bit more to say. Of course, we've got the obligatory cat update, and then I've got something else. Nothing too special, but it is just a little something. These are kind of turning into vlogs almost, I guess. But let's take a look at what we did over the weekend before we get into the... Oh, come on. Please? There we go. Saturday, we did 6,000 steps, 67 active minutes, and 418 calories. Oh my goodness, why is that not doing what I want? Sunday, we did 2,529 steps, 27 active minutes, and 180 calories. So, over the weekend, as per usual, we didn't get too much in terms of activity. Let's take a look at our weight. I believe I forgot the 15th and the 16th for weigh-ins. 15th, what is today? Today's Monday, so I forgot Saturday and Friday's weights. Whoops, my bad, G. But 17th, we weighed in at 262.8, which is down 0.4 pounds from the 14th, so a bit behind schedule, a bit behind what I would have liked to see. Again, the goal by the 21st, 7/14/21, yeah, that's right, the 21st, would be to be at 259. And let's see, today we woke up, we weighed in at 260.8 flat. That is a solid 2 pounds down in a day. Now, I do have a theory on why that may be. I could be wrong, I could be right, but I'll get to that in just... let's get to it right now. As I mentioned in the Thursday-Friday video, my washing machine broke on me, was making laundry soup, wasn't actually cleaning clothes, just filled the bucket with water. So I had to get a new washer. And at the same time, I decided, hey, my dryer's the same crappy brand and is probably about as old as I am. So I went ahead and replaced them both. And that's a new bill to pay. I've already got a few bills I've got to be paying. So I was kind of looking for ways to make money. Choom, looks like Choom is done with his meal. Hey, big man. And by his meal, I mean DM's meal, who wouldn't eat her food. And it was about to go bad because we're now trying to use wet food. And so he ate a big old meal today, which is alright because he's still pretty skinny. He is looking at the waves. Oh, let's make sure we have the playlist on loop there. Alright, hey Big Chum, what you doing, big man? Let's see. Yeah, so I got the new washer, got the new dryer. That's working out pretty good, but that's a nice new bill I've got to be paying. And I've got kind of limited time to pay that before I start paying an extortionate amount of money. Oh, don't mind the chair creaking. I'm still absolutely atrociously fat, as you can see. But let's see. So I was kind of looking at ways to make a little bit more money. And as I was going through my mail today, or I guess yesterday, yeah, Sunday, at like 2 a.m. or something, I saw in the mail, hey, make $130 donating plasma in 2 days. And I was like, all right. Let's check this out. Let's see what this is. If it's easy and quick for me to sign up, I'll think about it. Oh my goodness, they were like begging. It's super easy. There is like no sign up really. It's just, at least the one I was doing. I downloaded their app. I answered a couple questions like, hey, do you have AIDS? Hey, is your blood like going to be really gross and icky and nasty? And are you within these extremely generous margins of health? I'm talking like, are you within 400 pounds? And I was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm cool. And they're like, all right. And last question, did you want to make money? I was like, yeah, of course. That's why I'm fucking here. So I finished signing up. I made an appointment. I showed up at the place the next day. So it was Sunday I signed up, and I set an appointment for as soon as physically possible the next day. And it's kind of interesting the way they've got it set up. They've almost gamified the app where it's like, hey, you're a new guy, so you can only book so many appointments. But because you're a new guy, you get an increased pay rate for just showing up. And they've gamified, I think my first 2 visits, I'm getting an increased rate. And then as I level up that's how they call it leveling up. But as I level up by just going and donating, my rate increases. So as I left today, I leveled up and got told that my base rate increased to a little bit more. And I don't know how much mine was before, so I don't know how much of a rate increase that was, and I don't know if they're going to keep doing that, or what the level cap is, or what's have you. But they give you a breakdown, because you can go in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening shift. Those have different pay rates, and inside those you can sign up for different time brackets that'll give you a different pay rate based on like how many people are signing up and how busy they expect to be, yada yada, how many people they've got working. And they give you a nice little breakdown of, hey, this is your base rate, this is your new guy rate, this is your shift rate, this is your time chunk rate, and yada yada yada. Something messed up in their app, so I couldn't get into the earliest time bracket when I showed up, but I got the next time bracket, got me a little bit less money, but hey, it's still money that I didn't have before. And I went through, we did a quick physical, see if I had reflexes. I did a little quiz to see what symptoms you might experience doing this, and how to tell if you have bad blood, which would be, do you have AIDS or like other illnesses, what kind of medications you're on, yada yada. I was all good, so we finally started, and really you sit down in these zero gravity chairs, and if you don't know what that is, let me mess with my phone so that it doesn't turn off. If you don't know what the zero gravity chair is, your legs are kind of lifted, your back's kind of lifted, and it's kind of like a sideways S-shaped chair, or like a cursive N almost. And I just sat there for an hour while they drew my blood. Apparently the way it works is they draw your blood and then do some machine stuff that'll extract the plasma from it, and then they pump in the blood without the plasma back into your veins with an anticoagulant or whatever the fuck. Pretty nifty. I sat there for almost an hour. I played on my phone, I texted people, and then I was done and I got paid immediately. They gave me a little debit card and said, hey, there's no taxes on this. Use this like you would use any debit card and you'll be good to go, big dog. I was like, alright, sick, that's cool. So I'm already signed up for my next one. The only problems I had were because I'm trying to do this weight loss thing really hard going at it. You're supposed to drink a lot of water, non-caffeinated. I mixed some caffeine powder in mine because I was pretty tired. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do caffeine in it. And that was apparently bad because I just urinated out all the hydration that I was supposed to have. And then you're supposed to eat a nice, decent, healthy meal like high protein or veggies or something that's not fatty and gross. Don't eat fast food, yada yada. Don't eat pizza, blah blah blah. I just didn't eat. I didn't realize that eating was going to be a part of it. And so when I was getting the blood put back into me, this would happen only when it was coming back into me, not getting taken out. Hey, Chum. I was getting like very, very nauseous to the point that they had to pause the extraction. I think it was, they told me it was some part of A, I'm not used to it because I hadn't done this before, and B, because I hadn't eaten and I wasn't drinking the way they wanted me to, that I was getting a little nauseous and my body wasn't used to like the anticoagulant or whatever. So I got really nauseous, almost threw up like twice, but assuming that I don't get nauseous every time I go there, it's a decent way to make a little money on the side. It's nothing too major. It's like half a paycheck extra for the month. So it's something that will help me out for sure. What are you doing, little man? I thought you finished with your bowl. Anyway, that's enough of the yap. So that's kind of my theory on how I lost those 2 pounds, because every day from Thursday to Sunday, I was at my folks' place eating what they ate for dinner. And it was basically like 4 straight days in a row of cheat days. I mean, I lost 0.2 or 0.4 pounds or whatever it was from Sunday. So losing those 2 pounds, I would imagine it's from the process of giving plasma, but they put in Chum, an anticoagulant, which assumably would weigh something. Ah, big boy. And I got a lot of saline, but saline's kind of like, sorta like water, but you can put it in your blood and has like your vitamins and blah blah blah. It's your hydrator, so I would imagine that that's not going to do too much change in the weight. But before we get down to the breakdown of food or the exercise, let's take a look at what we're eating today. We are going to have a meal prep burrito. Oh, let's see. 600 calories. Let's go ahead and do some. Let's do some milk. And let's do, where'd it go? I think it's been a little bit since I had this. Oh, let's put on the Monterey Jack queso. Get some more of that going. Hey, big man, come on. He's thinking, he wants to. Alright. Stay down there. Oh, where'd you go? Not the peanut butter one. I want to do the Thin Mint one. Thin Mint's alright. So let's get that on there. Let's do 2 servings of you. 2 servings of you. Let's see where we're at. 1,000 something? Alright, let's call that good. We've got until the 21st to reach 259. And that'll be just fine by me. As long as we reach that, then I will be perfectly fine doing protein. I talked to my gym rat buddy, and he's like, nah, big dog, you should be, if you're working out like you are, you should be drinking your protein and make sure you get your extra protein in there. So I'm going to try to stop ignoring the protein as much as I have. I mean, we're at 115 grams for today, so we should be perfectly fine. Let's take a look at, so this is Monday, Sunday. So let's take a look at what we did on Saturday. Saturday we had a turkey burger and some crinkle cut fries. I don't think anything else on there. Nope. Turkey burger, crinkle cut fries, and then we had milk with a Betty Crocker chocolate chip cookie mix pouch, it came in dry pouch with the chocolate chips and everything else, but oh, it was getting rather windy out there. Let's see, but you had to put in an extra egg and then a whole stick of butter, but it makes enough for easily 4 people between the 3 of us. So I assumed I had a couple servings of that, or 2.5 apparently, and 2 servings of milk, kind of guesstimated because they got weird cups. Ah, baby boy. Hi, baby boy. While I'm sitting here and Chum is hanging out, go ahead and give you a small update on him before we get to the rest of the updates. Chum, I think the vet either missed it or perhaps they're now on the carpets, but oh, it's raining hard. But I swear I know I saw because I pulled it off of him. Some kind of black little bug, and she assured me he's got no fleas, no ticks, no mites. So he's keeping his flea collar on. He's got a new collar on that's got his name, my number, my address, and it's a reflective collar because I am convinced that he will find his way outside one day because he is adamant about following me through every door possible. It is raining really hard. I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. Oh, it looks like the wavelength is kind of picking that up, but very softly. Anyway, yeah, I'm convinced Chum's going to come out. I'm convinced that Chum's got bugs still. They may be like in the carpeting in his room and kind of sort of in the rooms that he has access to now. So next time I go to the store, which should be Saturday, and I'll have a little extra money in my pocket from the plasma donations. The plasma donations, you can do that 2 times a week every week. So that's a fair, decent way to get some money. They have to be at least a day apart. So you can't do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You would have to do, and my place is closed on the weekends anyway, but like this week I've got set up for Monday, which was today. Ah, been man. And then I'll be going in Thursday morning as well. Let's see. But I could have done like Monday, Wednesday. And then next week like Wednesday, Friday. But let's take a good look. Oh, DM's coming in to say hi. I know, DM. You're upset. I know, DM. But the little dude's staying. And he's cuddling. He's being a good man. No, ma'am. Stop hissing. Anyway, oh goodness, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so when I go to the store next, Chum is going to have to check her out because he's so curious and he wants to make a friend. Oh, you're so skinny, little man. I can feel your bones. But I'll go to the store. I'll get them like ointment to like put onto their fur, and just in case. And then there should be something that I can like put into the carpets to help kill the fleas, because I think they're fleas. And that should take care of that. There's only a few rooms that have carpeting or rugs, so it shouldn't be too difficult. His main room is the main concern. But that's kind of where we're at with that. The rest of the updates on him later, again, as I said, because we're still doing the point of the video, which is talking about the weight loss, the exercise, the food, yada yada. So let's see. On Sunday, yesterday, we had some turkey tacos. I put a little lettuce, tomato, cheese on there. He is now taken off after her to go say hi. She is not a fan of that, but he's got such a weirdly fine temperament. Like, he just doesn't care about her aggression. Let's see. Then we had some refried beans with that. I didn't have any dessert with that, which is normal for when I'm not at their place. And I just said, nah, I don't need that today. And then again, we already went over what I'm having today. The meal prep burrito with a little bit of the queso on there so I can get some more of that gone. Thin mints and milk. Or not the Thin Mints, but the Thin Mint protein powder. You know what I mean. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual exercises we did. So, first improvement, you will notice we finally, after how long has it been? Almost a month, finished a full set of 8 reps of the 35 pounds. Oh my goodness, it is about time. Really glad to see that, and hopefully we can keep that up. Hopefully the next one doesn't take nearly as long, but we'll have to see. And then right after that, we did our, hey June, what's up, man? We did our lat pull down, 135 pounds, that is our max. We are comfortable right there. Big man, you do not have to tear up the couch. I will have to get a scratching post in here. Yeah, little man. Yeah. After this, I think I'm just gonna eat the burrito on the couch, watch some shows before I go to work. Because we are letting him out unless he's letting him out freely, letting her out freely, as long as I am in the house and not sleeping. So outside of work and outside of sleep, he is out and he is roaming. Let's see. After that, we did not do our pectoral fly next. We did our tricep push down. We did 50 pounds. We did finish that one out at the 4 sets of 8 reps. Really glad to see that as well. Making improvements in both the bench press and the tricep push down. Then we got around to our pectoral fly, where we did our 42.5 pounds. The pectoral fly is quite difficult for me, so I think it's going to be a little bit before we can see great improvements there. Big man, are you chilling on Space Heater? Because it's got a weird texture. After that, we did our dumbbell raises. Dumbbell raises, we did our 10 reps, so I think on Friday we're going to bump that up to 17.5 pounds. What is your collar clanking on, little man? Oh, it's the bottom of the desk. That's fine. Isolat row, we did not do next. We did our bench press next, where we did bump it up to 35 pounds. That is the first green for the week. And not the last, because we got some more green already planned. So we're really glad to see that. 35 pounds, happy to see that. Just barely finished that one out. It was a fair bit difficult for me. But we did finish it out. I thought I was going to DNF on that, but we did get that done. Next, we did our What you got there? A little ball of yarn? That's fine. Next, we did do our isolat row. And like I said on Friday's video, after watching people at the gym using the equipment, I realized I was probably using it wrong. So after making that correction, I tried bringing it down to 90 pounds on both arms, so 245 plates. And we barely finished that out, doing it the way that everybody else is doing it. So I think that that's our actual way that we're supposed to be at, if not a little bit lower, to be honest with you. But we did manage to pump this one out, so we're going to keep it 90 for now. Apparently we were a little bit ambitious. We are back down to where we were half a month ago, the 28th of October. And then finally, to finish this out, we did our front lat pull down. 70 pounds, just like we have been the last 2 times. What's up, little man? He is getting more curious. He used to be like solely focused on hanging out with me or messing with her. And now he's getting a little more adventurous, but he still generally sticks where I'm at. If I'm walking around, there's no shot he's anywhere else. He wants to be where I'm at. Which makes me really, really think and really, really concerned that he's going to run out the front door the second he gets a chance. So I'm going to have to do something to help prevent that. I got ideas in mind, but none of them are cheap. But anyway, 70 pounds. We're pretty comfortable that that's the current max right now. I think it's going to be just a little bit before we can bump that up. Anyway, that's the end of the exercises. And now we'll finish off the cat yap. If you want to skip that, go ahead. I don't have much because I talked about most of it during, because he kept coming up and distracting me, and I just talked about him and DM, the other cat. But both cats have collars now. He's got a new litter box in his room that he's not using. I'm going to have to try putting leaves on there, but because of the litter, so it's a bit different box. It is a wood pellet kind of thing, where it's like little nuggets, but if they get wet, then they break down into sawdust. And I've got a sifting box, so there's grates on the box itself, and then there's another layer underneath that. So what happens is, if he goes to the bathroom on there, number 2 stays on top, and you just scoop that out like normal. But number 1 will turn the stuff into sawdust and will fall through the grates if you give it a little shake, and then you can dump that into your bag, wash out the bottom, and then you've got basically a much cleaner box and a bit easier to do. He has not been using that, and I'm thinking it's because of the same reason he wasn't using his clay box originally. And so when it dries up outside, we are going to get new leaves in there, and hopefully that will help solve that problem. Because as soon as I put leaves in his first box, and he was fine. So that, we're hoping to move to that because it smells kind of earthy instead of like clay. A hell of a lot less dust, a little bit easier to clean. Just a lot of benefit. The bag is cheaper and way bigger, and you can get, there's like the official cat version. What is he doing? Oh, it's the washing machine. I was trying to decipher that noise. It's the new machine. There is the official cat brand, and that's still cheaper for the size of the bag. But then there's also like essentially the exact same thing, but is for like equines, for horses. I don't know what the horses use it for, but you can get a bigger bag for like 60% of the cost. So at some point I'll be moving over and doing that instead. But for right now, while we're trying to adapt the cats, we're just going to do that. So new litter box. He's got a lot more privileges roaming around. He eats whatever I put in front of him. DM, not so much. We're trying to move over to wet food. He's completely... First day he moved over to wet food, he was totally fine. We're putting a little bit of the dry food in the wet food with a little bit extra water to help moisten that. Just to get rid of the dry food. And then we might keep something for like treats or whatever. The dry food might turn into treats eventually once they are actually eating the wet food comfortably. He's fine. If it was just him, what's up, little man? Please don't step on my phone like that. You still got claws, little man. But DM, oh my goodness, it's been days and she is like protesting the food. I've been trying to mix it in, but if you start out with too much wet food, then she's just gonna write it off completely. So when her food was going to expire, because like when you open up the can, if you keep it refrigerated for the most part, it'll last you like 3 days. So today was the end of the 3rd day, so I just gave him the fair bit of her food that she wouldn't eat. And then I put in like a smidgen of wet food and mostly dry food, and she's doing a little bit better with that today. So we're hopefully going to convert her at some point over to wet food, but it's going to be a process, just like getting her comfortable with him. So, and she was protesting the food to the point that the little bit that she would come out and eat, she wouldn't eat it if her bowl was as close to him as it had been when it was just the dry food. So we've moved her bowl back a little bit for now, just until she starts eating again. And then when she finally starts eating again properly, then we will move the bowls back together. And that will help them become friends. And I think her big problem, other than being an extremely scared cat, is he has still got kitten energy. He doesn't seem to really care to expend that energy with me. He will play, but most of his play is stalking. So he will crawl up to any toy I give him within like half a foot and then pounce. So he's not exerting a whole lot of energy on me. So what he wants to do is he wants to play with DM, and he'll chase her until she swats at him. Then he leaves her alone for 10-15 minutes. And if he didn't chase her, she might be more okay with him. But he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Ever since she snuck up on him the once and he hissed at her the once, he has been big chillin' ever since. He hasn't swatted at her, he hasn't growled at her, he hasn't hissed at her. It is all coming from her, and he just takes it on the chin like a little man. Aren't you a good boy? DM's got her own collar now. She hates the thing. They came with little bells, and that completely freaked out DM when I put it on her. And I just clipped the bells off the collar because these aren't toys, these are cats. Ah, big boy. Aren't you good mans? So I just clipped them off and perfectly fine. I had to like wrestle with DM for a couple days to get her collar on, because I'd put it on, and the first time I put it on, it had the bell on it, so it completely freaked her out. Took it off, clipped the bell off, tried putting it back on her again, and realized, oh, the collar's a bit too small, so I took it off and adjusted the collar. And every time I tried getting it around her neck, she freaked out. Now she's kind of fine with it. She still gets a little tripped up, gets a little spooked when the collar like clangs on the ground, because it is like a metal based thing. But him, I was adjusting it like 5-6 times, and he couldn't care less what I was doing. He's never had a problem with the collar on. He likes it, or I wouldn't say he likes it. He just doesn't mind it at all, and he's a real champ about it. Both the collars are quick releases, which if you're going to put collars on your cats, try to get a quick release. So if they do like mess up a jump or a twig or something gets caught on the collar, then if they pull, then the collar comes off. Which does mean that like if your cat is like scratching their neck with their back foot, it may catch on the collar and it may pull the collar off, because they do have stronger back legs. But so far, I think we've had the collars on him since Saturday, and her since, I guess, Sunday. I guess it wasn't too long a time. And that hasn't happened yet. And I don't really know if it will happen at some point, but it could happen because they are quick release collars. Putting the collar on the cat, what I kind of do is the same, is if you can put your finger in there comfortably, then you're fine. it shouldn't choke them out too much. He's still growing, so I will check him periodically and see if I can still comfortably fit a finger in there. And I can right now. He's a good boy. He's letting me do that for free. And then I will check DM. DM is probably going to be losing weight when she finally migrates to wet food, but that has yet to be seen, so I'll be checking her when I check him. But I do think that is everything I have got for you today. I will see you tomorrow for cardio day, and I don't think I've got anything else. Goodbye. Let me turn that off, big man. Let me turn that off, big man.